That's all I'm going to use this for.
Here we go. Another ride on the From Under the Seed Desk Express.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the show. It must be Wednesday. I'm Marijuana Man, and we are here live from high atop Mark Emery's Cannabis Culture Headquarters, just to the left of the lounge.
Hi.
Well,
Hi.
there's other people here. I just noticed that Kush Queen, in between
Hola, hola.
me and Al the Alchemist.
I am. I'm here. I just snuck in between. I came up from under the seat desk. Didn't you see me?
I did not.
Weren't paying
She
attention.
She is a ninja.
guaranteed she did not slip in unnoticed. And I'm thrilled that you both are here. And we got Jeremiah over there on the
Who
helm.
apparently did
Well,
slip in
hello there.
unnoticed.
Oh, we even have a cam over here. Look at this.
And some friends,
Oh,
other
that's the
friends
bud
in the
cam.
house. So, yeah,
That's the
welcome
bud
to
cam.
it.
And here's the
Hey,
expert
friends.
joints cam. Yo.
Is
Us.
We
a
have
fine
X.
winter's day here in
X.
It is a
Vancouver.
good winter's day, for sure.
X. I'm
Which
just going to
one?
play X
Marijuana
from
man,
now
you're
on.
double jointed.
Yeah, one went out.
One went out though.
A little bit of breeze.
Just the rose. That's some attitude right there.
Yeah, we're blessed to have some killer weed in the house today. I gotta say, we're puffing on some Kua Isla here in the mix. Maybe, yeah, one of those. We got some very nice Afghani. I don't know what you rolled. We have,
I rolled some Burmese.
Some bird.
and we got jars ahead of that. This is not fucking Snoop Dogg show, folks, where they don't have marijuana.
yourself.
I just was asking him about the burns on his hands. Now I see where he got them from.
All right.
It comes from
This thing.
careless smoking.
Well, that was some.
That's actually one of the quickest ways to empty your product out of the bowl.
Yeah.
Getting it ready for the reload.
Yes, there's a fair bit of gizmoing going on here with Al's.
Well,
Little
yeah.
machine.
See, it's like this rig isn't really made to pop out the thing, whereas if it was on here, it'd be much easier.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's.
So it sticks sometimes a little.
This is an adapted use
Here.
of the product.
Here,
so-
this I'll show you guys how it should be done. See, you gotta hold that so that this doesn't pop out, and you gotta hold those together. But I was being a lazy smoker, and just like being like, let's say I was cooking grilled cheese at home or frying bacon without my shirt on. I wouldn't be very smart. I'd probably get some splash, some little grease burns and stuff. Yeah, a little gristle nipple and stuff.
And you only got to tell them like 4 times.
So when we're using high heat, even low heat, any sort of heat source, you gotta be careful. I mean, I wouldn't do this with the joint. Right.
So, Al is not incompetent. That was his point here.
No, sometimes I am incompetent. That was actually more my point.
So, no matter what you're saying in the chat, we can't see the chat. So
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Jerry's kind of slacking.
we'll get
Just
some.
a bit
We'll get
there.
some chatters up here. Now, February 3rd today. Yesterday was Groundhog Day. Seemed like it would fucking never end. Eh? I hate Groundhog Day.
Me too. It's just
Is
so.
that what yesterday was?
Yeah. Yeah. I've never.
That's
eat-
gristly.
It is.
Groundhog?
It's
It's like-
greasy, and no amount of gravy I could find would cover
Nope.
it. Nope.
Nope. Very.
I think they
very
should
gamey.
ban Groundhog Day.
I mean, mine tasted like tin cans.
Tin cans.
It did,
Tin can man.
with old soup in them.
Groundhogs are fucking expensive too now. Holy.
It's really not the peasant food it once was.
Yeah. If you
You
buy
know?
by the pound, it's not
like,
so bad.
It's like quail. You know, at one time, quail eggs, it was like, fuck all. Now it's like $13 for a quail egg breakfast.
I know.
You know?
Jeez.
And I don't know about
Groundhog burger.
the practice of killing killing the groundhogs now.
Groundhog.
No more winter for you. Winter's over now.
Yes. I'm into,
The world's fucking nuts is my point. Like really, like just so silly.
My
Most of
favorite
his
way to
shit.
kill a groundhog is to stick a honey badger on it.
Honey badger.
Yeah,
is
that's
the-
how I kill groundhogs.
That'll tell you if winter's coming
Yeah.
for another 6
Just
more weeks.
fucking release the honey
There's
badgers.
a honey badger in my yard.
I just watch the Bill Murray movie all day, just over and over, because it seems appropriate.
Nice. Seemed
So, yeah.
appropriate.
Things are going along nicely here. We're getting a chat together. So that disembodied voice that you heard just a moment ago was Craig, and we'll get a camera on him here in a moment. He's joining us here on the couch, and Craig's got his own show here coming up on Pot TV. He's been doing it for a while, but
Yes,
we
yes.
are now going to have him here in the studio doing it live. So
Live.
There he is right there.
there he
Hello,
is right
hello.
there. So
Yes, thanks for having me beside the seed desk.
welcome to the couch. So that show is going to be on Thursdays.
Yes, we're going to start broadcasting the Expert Live tomorrow from here at Pot TV Studio, starting 4:20 on Thursdays, episode 26, featuring our special guest, the one and only bearded wonder over here, Jeremiah Van Demers, and some weed from the guys at Van City Weed. Going to be great to bring it in the house, and thanks for letting us come by here and tell your faithful following. It's a pleasure to be a part of the madness. So thank you.
Yeah, well, welcome to the jungle.
You in the jungle, baby.
That's fun. So the show is called what?
The show is called The Expert Live, and I am Craig X, a.k.a. the expert of Expert Joints. Expert Joints is a multi-platform media outlet for the cannabis enthusiast. 1.3 million views on YouTube, 58,000 followers on Twitter. We're building and growing every day and, trying to kind of find our new place. We've only been at it for just about 2 years now, but it's growing leaps and bounds, and it's an absolute blessing and a pleasure to be a part of what cannabis culture and Pot TV has been doing for so long, and work with the fine folks behind the table here is now it's where I
Nice.
get the inspiration from, the fact that you guys have been doing it so long, and it's a real honor. So thank you very much for having me here, and for
Well, we'll look forward to,
We look forward to your
tuning
show.
into that.
Thank
What's
you.
it-
Come make
what's it gonna
appearances
be
too.
about?
Well, my show is generally a little bit more. We've got an interview or two that goes on throughout the show. We've always got a special guest. We've got a couple of reviews. We've got news. We've got updates. It's a little bit of a lighter show, not quite as heavy or politically driven as some of the other shows you'll find on Pot TV.
Not like us. The
Not like you guys.
politically
No, not at all.
heavy-
This is definitely one of the more serious
that's
shows
right.
on the net.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I feel
Okay.
awkward sometimes
Heavy-
when I'm
well,
on
that's
live.
Heavy
good.
talk.
Just
That's
like, oh
good to
yeah,
know
no,
this
don't
feeling.
smile,
Don't smile.
Yeah, no, it's a lighthearted look at the thumb on the pulse of the culture here in Vancouver. It's our weekly weed webcast. We talk about some of the articles we've had. We talk a bit about the culture, and every week we're featuring something new or answering questions. Last week we had the guys from the Medicinal Cannabis Resource Center on, talking all education, and of course we had the guys before that on for the Extract Zen party from Canawide. There's always a lot of people to talk about. Sometimes it's musical guests. It's a wide variety, but there's always news, information, weed updates, and a good time. We've got a chat interactive as well too.
Right.
All kind of
So this is episode 26. coming up.
26.
So the other 25 can be found at YouTube.
They can be found in two places. They can be found on our expertjoints.com page, where the Expert Live tab, where all the videos live, as well as on Expert Joints or the YouTube page, youtube.com/expertjoints. You can find that all there. All the videos are there, including our tutorials, our how-tos that have generated hundreds of thousands of views and kind of helped us get where we are with our some of our best how-to roll a joint blunts montages that we've put together. It's
Got you here on the couch.
How do you roll a joint?
sometimes with my eyes closed, sometimes blindfolded, sometimes in a tent, in the rain, in the dark, one hand behind the back. No.
Doesn't sound like rolling joints. Just kidding.
I tend to roll a pretty well put together joint. You can actually check
what I
our
was
videos
thinking.
out there to learn how to do it yourself. And we'll go ahead and roll some up while we're still here, as well as on the show. You can see us. I always roll up a couple of kinds to start out the show with some of our flavors of the day, if you will. So you get certainly a lot of opportunity. It's one thing you catch on the Expert Live is me smoking my
Lots
face
of
up.
joints.
Lots and lots of joints. So even including sometimes some novelties on New Year's, I talked about how to roll a 2-ounce joint because, well, it was New Year's. It is what it is. It was
Cool.
big. It was long. It was like 18 inches long, and you know what they're like. But
Yeah, we used to use a phone book.
Yeah, so that's what I would do. I had like a silicone baking sheet, and I kind of gathered it all together. To make the filter, it was 2 sheets of cardboard, like unlined paper cardstock.
Yep.
I do 2 sheets of it, cutting a continuous strip and fold.
You made a-
Yeah, so that it was long enough to actually get around, because otherwise it was just the big gaping hole.
That's
and
awesome.
The big gaping
Hey, how
hole.
you doing? J-Max in the house.
Yeah, we're you never know what
Nice.
you're going to find on our
Yeah.
show, so you're going to turn
Well,
in every
cool.
week.
Glad you could join us here today,
Thank you.
and do tune in to the show
Hey,
on
what's up,
Thursday.
man? Our chat's off.
Yes, we'll be
Get
here.
in the chat, and
It's all good. Yeah, we're
yeah, thrilled
Thursdays.
to have you, and all the success.
Thank you, man. Thank you. We're a pleasure to be here again. Thursdays, 4:20. The broadcast starts. You can check us out, expertjoints.com. Also, the stream will be available off the Pot TV website. And in a couple episodes, once we get it all dialed in, we're actually going to bring our show right to the Pot TV YouTube page. So it's coming. And of
So
course,
your old archived episodes, they'll be able to.
we'll be able to do everything. And
Beautiful.
everything. And of course, on social media everywhere at Expert Joints.
Nice.
So thank you very
Well,
much,
glad.
guys. Appreciate it.
You're
That's fun.
dapper, Mr. Marijuana Man.
Maybe we'll get you to roll us a joint.
Yeah, I could probably do that. luckily, there's a bag or two of weed kicking around here. Oh, and Jody Emery as well too. So.
Bring your own weed.
Jody.
Yeah. Jody.
What a beautiful face.
We're just getting started, Jody.
So you know what? I'm going to step in, roll the joint. I'm going to move out, let Jody get in the spot here, and
Can I mention Jody's
cheers.
chrome coffee mug? Oh my God.
That's
Where
pretty
did you
pimp.
get that? I love
That matches
it.
your grinder.
Ah,
Bucks.
obsessed.
Jody actually took her grinder shopping, and she was like, "I need a
I
coffee
need a
cup
coffee
that
mug
will
that
match
matches
this grinder."
Yeah.
And hey, there we go.
Invention.
You've seen the coffee
No, no,
cups
no,
that have a
it's
bowl on the
literally-
side.
You could just press a button on the handle, and it goes.
You've seen the
it.
bowl coffee cup. They have the little bowl coming out of the bottom and the little,
Yeah.
the little on the top. You can send that to Jody Emery at 307 West Hastings.
They're both like, "No."
I've got a coffee cup this color.
I have a cannabis culture coffee mug. So there.
I've
Well.
never had a cup of coffee in my life.
So yeah, check that out on Thursdays now. We got
I know. You
more and
totally
more
got it.
shows coming along on
that's
Pod
my
TV.
claim to
That's
fame.
nice. Jody's here in the house to join us today. That's fun too.
Just pushing rainwater off the rooftop. My hair is messy from the rain, but there's all this water out there. I was like pushing it away.
Yeah, that's
Can't really
Vancouver.
hard worker.
How do you like that job? No, like Jody's
Yeah.
got a second gig. I don't know if
Like,
you know this. You
literally,
could
I'm
get
out there in the
Jody
muck.
Emery's service to come and get the rain off your roof. That's one of
I'll
the
clean
things.
your roof.
That's one of the things that
Jody's
it
eavesdrops.
was like a
Jody
like a hobby.
Every.
A hobby
Jody
that
Every?
she turned into,
That's
you know.
pretty.
Yeah.
So yeah, lots of stuff going on in the marijuana world as always. Here in Vancouver, they've are set to approve the first legal marijuana shops. The City of Vancouver Council, there was 176 applications for dispensaries, which they've whittled down to 14, because the other most of them didn't meet their requirements, zoning requirements. They were either too close to schools, community centers, or public gathering places.
Or too close to other weed dealers.
Which public gathering places? What the fuck is that? Any place where people go, you're not allowed to have marijuana? This has become absolutely ludicrous and laughable here in the world. Like, my God. There was a guy, he was the head of the Vancouver School Board last week. He was in the news whimpering about the restriction against the schools, which is 300 meters. He said, no, it's got to be 500 meters. It's got to be 200 meters more. You go, well, what the fuck is this idiot talking
Well,
about?
Why?
Now, here's what I reason out of the whole thing, is how close is the nearest convenience store to a school that sells cigarettes?
Most of them are right across the street.
So
Yeah. For
There-
like candy and all that stuff.
there's absolutely no reason why me, as a marijuana seller, should not be trusted the same amount as the gentleman or woman who has got cigarettes in that convenience store, for Christ's sakes. What kind of discriminatory bullshit is this? You're essentially saying that we cannot trust people who are going to sell marijuana to not sell it to kids. Fuck you, with no proof, no idea if that would be the case at all. And mom and pop across the street from the school have cigarettes that can kill you. And soon they'll have booze in there that'll kill you too. But little Johnny and Mary are lured in there with the gummy bears and all the sweet candies into a place that has this. And and then they say it's all about protecting the
Care
youth.
if you smoke, and it's usually mom and dad who don't care if you have your first drink as well.
And they're
So-
$8 candies or $5
Yeah.
candies. Like, come on,
So
it's up $10.
this is somewhat ludicrous, and I'm not sure that
Let's
we
go 4 ways on a candy.
like, really? Like, 176. See, this is what's going on in the world now, is that they're all going berserk, trying to invent risks. They're trying to invent dangers around marijuana at every breath, right? Yeah, it's all fucking nonsense, right? And these are all people, and it's all about protecting the youth, But here's, again, these idiots at City Hall who should not have a hand in this whatsoever, right? It says here, only after a business license application is made will police begin criminal background checks. Fuck off again. How about that? Like, really? Has everybody who's got a business license in the city of Vancouver undergone a criminal background check?
No kidding.
And so what if you do, and what did you find, and what happened?
What if you're like...
Am I going to be restricted from selling marijuana legally because I sold marijuana?
What if
and
you're
I got
convicted
caught?
of selling weed to an adult?
Great. It's a police information check, which is very different from a criminal record check.
Don't point your finger at me.
You wouldn't believe the data collect on people at
No.
different sites where a crime is even perpetrated. But
It's
yet
true.
the data
It is true.
collected, and
Yep.
your name is on the information check.
Yeah, so
Because of that.
it's ludicrous that the city of Vancouver has to do that. And like I say, am I to be restricted from selling marijuana because I have a criminal record for selling marijuana at present? What the fuck is that? No, this is all so screwy that it can't last. It can't survive, right? It's too crazy. Here's the other side of the insanity. Turns out, Vancouver City Council, we have our own Rona Ambrose there. Hey, it's 420. I hope it's 420 where you are. If it's not, come on, smoke some
Change the
weed.
clock.
Smoke some weed anyway. Ooh. So it turns out we have our own Rona Ambrose in the city council. Her name's Melissa Di Genova. Now she was in the in the news because she's in the opposing political party in city council. Like, we need that. What the fuck do we need that for? These people do whatever they want anyway. Doesn't matter. But she's there to oppose it. But so what she says is that she thinks that the city should direct staff to proceed with the enforcement of closure orders for all of existing medical marijuana related retail businesses in the city of Vancouver. She's come out and said she wants them all shut down. But she's in favor of legalizing marijuana. But she doesn't
Gotta be the dumbest
she
motherfucker.
doesn't like the plan that the city has come up with. So she thinks they should be all shut down.
Instead of proposing something to help, you gotta be a fucking special kind of fucking retarded, man.
Yeah.
Seriously.
She is the
Fuck you.
Sarah Palin of Vancouver politics. Oh my God.
It is a little asinine.
Like, really, this is so silly and juvenile that it's such a political statement. And so I looked her up, and she's just like Rona Ambrose. She's got a degree in political science. She went to school to become a politician. She served on every board she could get her hands on, right? She makes her living off... Wow, look at it. This is nuts.
You know,
The list she makes her live
yesterday
Oh, yeah.
on Twitter yesterday, I called her out for her strange discrepancy in logic, where she's saying that she supports the dispensaries, but at the same time is calling for the closure of all of them.
Yeah, it's total nonsense, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just a political... She has to oppose what the other people have come up with, and then she says, I agree that we should do this, right? But I just don't like the way it's been done. But, I don't know, she's
She answered me.
a silly person.
Yeah, she answered on Twitter, and we got back and forth with it, into it. And she was like, no, I'm very supportive. And I said,
Where's
well,
your
how,
microphone?
Tell me how you're supporting. And she really couldn't. She just said, I'm done with this argument at the end. Yeah.
That's what they all say when they know they're wrong.
Yeah.
Whatever,
So-
I'm done.
They're coming-
I just am,
I
okay?
just, whatever.
Now here's how
Wrong
Melissa
again.
makes her living is from she owns a marketing and event production company. Huh. An event production company. Doesn't city council decide who gets to put on events? Don't they vote on whether or not you get a license? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Why would anybody who is a marketing and event production company be working as a city councilor? This stuff is corrupt. You'll not find more corrupt politics than at the city level, folks. If you look close, you don't even have to look close. These people are amateurs touching billions of dollars, right? What the fuck does Gregor Robertson know of any of this? He's not a mastermind guy in the business world. He had a stupid little juice company, for God's sakes. Right? And now he's mayor, and now he has his finger on billions of dollars and people's lives and repercussions of his actions. But, right? And so do all these other knuckleheads who have no experience, no background. She organizes events. What does she know about legalizing marijuana? Whether or not it's a good plan. How does she know? She has no background. She has no no qualifications, and she doesn't back up her statement saying that it's no good. Because how could you know? Because it doesn't go ahead.
They didn't consider anything that was said at the public hearing. They had to go to public hearings, and they
Yeah.
ignored everything everybody said.
Well, that's what.
Nobody stood up and said all this wonderful information, and I noticed one counselor kept asking the same question. Well, what did we do before there were dispensaries in Vancouver? And to me, that's a pretty obvious answer.
In the black market.
Streets.
The streets.
People went to their weed dealer. It's just their weed dealer didn't have a storefront.
No, you've got to do preemptive work here. Everybody should be phoning their city councilor, phoning their mayor, emailing all of these people at those levels right now, saying, I support legalized marijuana in my community, and I will not have you deny me that right.
That's right.
Do it now before these idiots, because they're doing it ahead of time on the other side. They are planning how to prohibit, how to restrict, how to not let you have marijuana under any
And
circumstances.
you can't just sit there and let us fight the battle for you either. You have to help.
And you can do a lot of damage or have a fair influence at the civic level here. These people, like I say, are not very sophisticated folk, right? And you tell them, if you don't do this, I'm not going to vote for you. 'Cause that's all they care about at the end of the day. Now, I could say that to my provincial MP, and he doesn't give a fuck. I could say that to my federal MP, and they care even less. But locally, they care. And locally, they're the ones who are going to do the damage to us with their stupid bylaws. So that's my suggestion, is do preemptive strike on these clowns and tell them you do not support them if they don't support this. It's coming. You tell me now if you support it, because I won't vote for you anymore. And you could say, Greg said.
I think we should just boycott voting and do what we do. What we want.
That's a good one. I couldn't even take my joke back. That's good. And say,
No. I just made all that shit up. I don't believe it.
the last half hour was just nothing.
So, what? Oh, yeah, that's a whole other subject that we can't get into that.
Don't get us started on the GMOs.
There's no such thing as GMO weed. No, there's no danger. There's no danger from Monsanto. Marijuana is a particularly interesting substance because of prohibition. We're the only farmers that have had to hide our seeds, so Monsanto can't get them.
They don't want the plant. They want the genetic markers that trigger the production of those cannabinoids, and that's what they're going to own.
So, but they'll never own the entire plant, in my mind, and a lot of things too that we've already done to marijuana that they might want to do, like feminize and make them auto flowers, right? So we're pretty willing, but at any rate, that's another show. But here was a very interesting study that just came out, and I know how you guys really hang on all of the studies that are out there.
Especially
and,
the ones that may suggest.
Yes. Well, here's the one today. Marijuana use over years may affect your ability to remember words.
That's almost like may suggest. May affect. I like this.
People who smoke marijuana
I'm
over
down.
time may have trouble remembering words on a list by the time they reach middle age.
Yeah.
Like
How do
alcohol,
we know that?
cigarettes, pharmaceuticals, cancer. Yeah, those are tough words.
Well, they
I
gave
would
me a
have
list.
happy to forget those.
When I was
Fun.
12.
The study
Why
found
have they done studies
this.
with marijuana, gave someone a list, and then waited until they were in their mid-somethings?
Well, that's what I'm saying. They gave me a list when I was 12, and we
This,
came back
the
yesterday.
the study found long-term use of weed could impact verbal memory. Verbal memory.
My words don't remember shit.
eh?
My brain, however.
We're smoking weed that'll affect your future memory. There's shit ain't gonna happen in the future that I won't remember, but I'm able to remember because of this. All right. Verbal memory. There, eh?
So define verbal memory.
No, I don't have to.
That's a pretty expert joint. That's a pretty expert joint, just saying.
Verbal memory is the part of the brain that helps you memorize words or language. Right? This is what it could impact your verbal memory.
So
Now-
how negatively or positively?
No.
It
Doesn't say.
doesn't disclose that, does it?
No, here's what the guy said. The more you smoke, the lower your verbal memory. No, so what is the word I'm searching for? Oh, yeah. Fuck off.
Yes.
Oh, I remembered to say that. I remember that word. Dog.
Wait.
Rito
No, I
is the
lost it.
author. Oh, but here's the last line of the article. He stressed that the results were only associations and not proof. Right? That was the last line. So shouldn't the first line have read, there is no proof marijuana use over years may affect the ability to remember words?
However,
But it didn't, and nobody read the article but me. And I remember every fucking word of it.
let's rewrite that article.
And I'm not middle-aged. Not, right? Like, and this story, of course, CBS News, it's gone all over the net. It does. Everybody picks it up. It'll be in fucking this Georgia Strait tomorrow. Yeah, it's just brutal, this rush. It's this rush to finding something wrong with marijuana. Not like they haven't been doing it my whole life and your whole life, but now they're going fucking berserk. Yeah, really.
I really
'Cause
wonder.
it sells.
I'm super curious.
Weed sells, and it's not just weed that sells. It's everything related to weed sells. Politics around weed sells. Fucking media related to weed sells. Art related to weed sells. Weed sells.
This came from the University of Lausanne in Switzerland. Really? This is one of the most prestigious universities on the planet. And these clowns are coming up with this shit? What the fuck? Why would anybody give them a dime from now on? Like, really?
Well, because it was
it's just
inconclusive.
so stupid. Oh yeah, it's like watching. It's like
What will
watching
happen on the next
Treasure
study?
on Oak Island or
Find
whatever
out what
it is.
happens on the next study.
Yeah.
Tune in to cannabis.
It's like all the reality TV shows. Nothing happens week after week.
Yeah.
It's like those ancient alien guys. Well, we didn't find out again. And then that guy looking for clues, and you go, well, no, fucking I
No, it's
didn't
alright.
find out anything. You put in an hour watching this, and they don't find nothing. They're
like,
never
yeah, there's-
finding anything on Oak Island. Give up. If they had, there's no chance we wouldn't know. If they found some fucking giant big on Oak Island, like they say they think is there, come on. That's for another show. Now here's
into the
here's
Oak Island
another
episode.
goofy thing that we touched on last week. The Canadian one of the Canadian banks came out, and one of their economists says legal marijuana could earn government $5 billion annually. Earn the government $5 billion is what he said.
That's a lot of money.
Right. And this is calculated based on a whole bunch of goofy numbers and stuff that they dragged out of Colorado and stuff. But in the midst of it all, he said that would include a sin tax, right? That the government should charge a sin tax. You go, really? This is coming from a guy in a bank?
Well, that's to cover the
Oh my
church.
God.
Yeah.
See, people don't realize the sin tax goes straight to the church. It's like
Oh my God. Now,
invoke a little sin tax. They're gonna do it with gambling and hookers too.
like really, this is the CIBC, the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce, it used to be called, but people are too stupid to say whole words now because they got verbal memory loss. Ah. From CIBC. Do you ever see
Funny.
the commercials on TV?
Holy fuck!
The commercials on TV for this bank depict.
That one went down the laughing tube.
Eh? But
You broke Al.
the just wait. That wasn't even my good joke.
I can't. I'm gonna have to leave.
Lightweight.
If you
Fucking
look
lightweights
at,
around here.
If you look at this bank on TV and the ads that they have, they depict
Tell me something I don't
their
know.
customers as penguins. CIBC is depicting their customers as a family of flightless birds. Right? Really, they do. The little flightless birds, they go down to the bank, and you go, you fucking assholes. Canadian banks made $4 million in profit every hour last year.
Wow.
Canadian banks made $4 million in profit every hour this past year.
Wow. Holy fuck.
Mind-boggling.
Holy fuck.
That's crazy.
That just puts life into perspective.
Here was the latest. This was the latest information I could.
We're all peasants.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Here was the latest information I could find on the CIBC reported net earnings of $911 million in the second quarter. Wow. That is triple its earnings from a year ago.
Wow.
Triple its earnings from a year ago. So I looked into CIBC a little deeper and about their earnings, and they only ever talked about how very hard they worked to make those earnings so that the shareholders get a bigger dividend. Not once did I see a mention of dropping the price for any customer ever anywhere. No service, no incentive, no nothing. Urgh. Tell me that we should pay a sin tax on marijuana, fuck you. And if we do, boycott that bank. Do not put your millions that you're going to make from marijuana through them. Huh. Maybe we'll do that.
That's just insane.
Sad. What the fuck does this guy have a word in it
$4 million
anyway?
an hour. I'm just blown away.
Suggesting that our government could make $5 billion, and he's clicking his little fucking abacus down there on his desk. They will make $4 million in profit while this show's on.
That's And,
That's fun.
and that's what a majority of fees, bank fees, right? And like
So-
people-
No, it's all kind of silly.
Crazy.
It's all kind of silly. Right? They don't, I don't know. I'm cursed with fucking looking at this shit this way. Like, it drives me nuts to think that I'm around outside with all these people who it doesn't occur to them that this is what's going on. They don't look any further than their fucking debit card. Right? As I'm standing behind them in the coffee shop, them fumbling with their stupid debit card going, God, how much money did your bank just make? And why? Because you're using your debit card.
It's true.
Right? And they won't change the interest rate. And they won't give you more for your savings. And they'll penalize you for taking your money away from them. Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
Banks are pretty big
sorry, I
bucks,
kind
you
of...
gotta pay. Why don't
But
you
these
use
are
your
the
bank
these are
account?
the idiots that are out there yapping about marijuana now and getting news time because of it. Because now the media has turned on us completely, as far as I can see. The media is out there looking for any sensational story that they can find about marijuana, some danger, some fucking bad thing that happened, or the whopping amounts of money that are about to be made. Right?
Woo!
Woo!
Welcome.
Hello.
Whopping number of viewers.
You know, that's just about the same number of hybrids that have been made from skunk number 1. Oh, shit.
I was
It's
wondering when
about
that was gonna come in.
138.
Yeah.
All right.
That's
So
fucking funny.
I was looking at hybrids the other day. I came across High Times list of the top 10 strongest marijuana strains from 2015. Now, I won't go into all of them because you've never heard any of them, but here's one called Hey Dave. All right?
Hey
This
Dave.
is one of the strongest strains of marijuana in the world right now. Is
In
Hey
the world?
in the world is
Oh
Hey
my
Dave.
God. In
All
the
right.
world.
Now, Hey Dave turns out to be an OG Kush times Afghan Kush times Casey Jones. Now, of course, Casey Jones is Orient Express, which is Trainwreck times Thai times East Coast Sour Diesel.
Which I'm going to smoke some right now. And I got
So.
some fire East Coast Sour Diesel.
So when I went and looked this all up, and there's a web page, I don't know, seedfinder.eu is what it's called. You can punch in any strain and get so much information about it. But they have this map that put skunk number 1 into the middle, and all of the stuff that has come from it's circled out. And we're now in the 6th generation of hybrids that have come out from those original hybrids. 7th, I guess, because
And you
those
got to think,
original
like,
hybrids
the
would be one.
Afghanis, there was like
Right.
6 seeds that started all of the Afghani craze in Amsterdam.
So,
Like 6.
but here this multitude of hybrids here within this. Of course, OG Kush is popular. Trainwreck's popular. East Coast Sour Diesel, that's got the dog in there. Those are all popular. These are the most popular strains of today, right? That all came from those original strains, but these are the hybrids of the hybrids of the hybrids that they've brought out now, right? So how the fuck is Hey Dave the strongest marijuana in the world? How could this possibly be? Trainwreck wasn't on the list. OG Kush wasn't on the list. Chemdog wasn't on the list. East Coast Sour Diesel wasn't on the list. Oriental Express wasn't on the list. Afghan Kush wasn't on the list. How did Hey
That's
Dave
funny.
become stronger than any marijuana that's come along? Not fucking possible. High Times is picking and choosing from fucking whatever they want. What's the latest thing? Well, let's call it Hey Dave. Like, really. And people are actually caring about this stuff. Now they're going out looking for that strain, right? Of course, Connoisseur Genetics will sell some seeds based on that. They said it was 24% THC, for God's sakes. How did that happen? Where'd all the extra THC come
Yeah, see,
from?
this,
It
this
wasn't-
to me really bothers me. I
See,
know a
knew
lot
this
of
would- I
extract
knew this would-
makers.
I knew this would bother Al,
I've made
too.
a lot of extracts, and it's if you have 100 grams of weed When you have something that tests 24% THC, it's impossible to get 24 grams of pure THC isolate, crystalline fucking powder isolate off of that fucking 100 grams of weed. It's never gonna happen. Never. Never, never, never. So fuck off with your 24% shit. It's just not gonna
Hey,
happen.
watch your language there, Colin.
No, I'm not going to.
Yeah, exactly. We've certainly covered this many times, but man, oh man, I have so many customers coming to me looking for seeds,
It
and
must
they
be
want to know the
frustrating, eh? Like-
percentage.
And then, yeah.
I'm tempted to say, dude, seeds have no THC in them.
Yeah, that's...
The amount of THC on it at the end of the day is going to be pretty much up to you and the
How good of a
environment that
grower
you
are you, bro?
provide for
No
it,
kidding.
right? And the method by which it's grown. But it takes too long to explain that.
It's like,
And
well, I'd have to see some pictures of your previous grows to let you know what you're gonna yield.
what you've
on
done
this
wrong.
Stuff.
Yeah.
That would be a guess.
And of
No,
course,
you can kind of gauge the person's skill level if they grow for bulk production, if they're a shitty grower, you can kind of gauge all of that stuff from some pictures.
assuming you have any verbal
Well, you
memory
could.
left.
One,
Al
in
could.
theory, one could.
Yes, thank you.
Let's-
I couldn't, but Al could.
Now, here was a thing coming out of Ontario, because Ontario just discovered marijuana a week ago, right? They
I heard
oh,
they're
there's
patenting it."
marijuana here in Ontario,
They found it in BC.
right? Oh, no, everybody opened
That's
vapor
fucking
lounges and
hilarious.
dispensaries in Toronto in the last month, and they went, what? Here in Toronto? We're so boring. We shouldn't have this, but they do. So the Ontario Public Health Unit has issued a resolution on legalizing marijuana. Now, why the fuck do we care what the Public Health Unit has to say about legalizing marijuana, for God's sakes? Like, really? Like, it's a health issue? They think it's a health issue, right? They want it to be a health issue because it's their job.
Are they going to start adopting use now, too?
Now, here's their resolution, and boy, they're firm about this too. We want to be more proactive than reactive.
Why not just become more proactive
This
instead
is
of
what the
coming
whole-
out and being we want to be.
This is what the whole
Isn't it a
Ontario-
little fucking late for that?
Here's what that's
I mean,
what the whole
you'd
Ontario
have to go back in
Health
time a
Unit came
long
up
time.
Hot tub
Eh?
time
To be
machine.
with. We want to be
Proactive.
proactive
Well, it depends what they're
than
going to be
reactive.
proactive for. Proactive in supporting the dispensaries, I would imagine, because they're now overwhelmed with them.
They
That would be my
the,
interpretation of the statement.
the Ontario Public Health Unit actually came up with a test to determine how to make up
It's too late to be
resolutions that are meaningless. Right? They're the only ones that know how to make resolutions that mean absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. But here's what the pinhead went on to say. He said, and this is a doctor, he's the Associate Officer of Health, and he said, from a public health perspective, if we can't get rid of something, well, let's look at how we can use it safely. What do you mean if we can't get rid of something? Like, really? Has anyone ever even tried?
If you can't beat them, join them.
Can't beat them, join them.
And
Well, they've been trying to get rid
Why
of
didn't he
cannabis
say-
for a long time.
why didn't he
half-heartedly.
say if the people of Ontario have indicated that they want this, why shouldn't we look at it and see how it can be done safely? Well, if we can't get rid of it, fuck off. Like, really, I'm so tired of this shit from a guy from the Ontario Public Health Unit. Makes me want to be proactive, doc. I want to, eh? And then see how reactive you are to my proactiveness, eh? And we're not talking amateur active, we're proactive out here, buddy. No, it's
Pro-activists.
fucking nonsense. Like, really? So these are the angles that we're coming at, right? From every fucking point of view now. It's all the stakeholders. It's everybody who has a stake here in marijuana, whether that be potential...
Or a salad. If you're
Yeah,
vegetarian, you could have a
yeah.
salad in cannabis.
Or a chop,
Some
chops.
kind of
If you
green
don't
crazy
eat beef
smoothie.
and you eat chicken and pork and stuff, you could have a chop or
So
salmon fillet.
these are
perhaps.
the ones that are coming forward. Virtually every story that you see, these people have some stake in it, right? Whether or not they be from an Ontario public health unit, who now declare that it needs to be regulated. Proactive, he says we need regulations. You go, well, how do you know that? You don't know anything about marijuana.
No, he's just being proactive.
Yeah.
It's his nature.
So he's being proactive by not looking at any detail whatsoever. We're
But
just being proactive, and here's
There
what
are
we
some
want.
people that may interpret his proactive nature as being reactive. Just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying. It is a little reactive.
We're putting out all the information on what we think are the important health considerations. Yeah, right, Doc. The same crap that everybody else says the danger of marijuana, because your job depends on it. You spend, that's a big part of prohibition here, folks, is the money that's spent on these idiots doing research.
Studies, long-term studies?
They're the ones.
It's insane the money long-term studies generate.
No, these people want a niche in the future here to continue to study it. Oh, if it's legal and it's okay, what the fuck are we going to do? And that's where they're going, the youth, the youth, the youth. Out of their mouths comes, it's my job, it's my job, it's my job. On the other hand, we got the cops demanding that we have a roadside test for marijuana. We don't give a fuck if it determines if you're impaired or not, or if it's legal or just. We got a job. If I got a box, we keep the money flowing. Now, here's something that I forgot to mention.
Long-term studies.
Here's something I forgot to mention from that guy from the bank, right? This is a very odd thing that he said at the end of it. He said he suggested the oft-touted law enforcement savings from pot legalization may not materialize due to ongoing international obligations to stop marijuana exports and the enforcement needed to curb the untaxed black market. This is the guy from the bank said that. Out of the fucking blue, eh? Or not. Like, how bizarre for him to enter into that fray and put the seed in the mind of the public that the cops still want all the money they're getting today from prohibition. They don't give a fuck. They still want the money. We don't care. And that's what they're pounding on the desk with their cigars. Going, we'll fucking get our money. Right? Poking their cigars in your face as they're saying it. They're doing that to Justin.
One day it'll be blunts.
They're doing it to Bill
One
Blair.
day.
Right?
One day it'll be people with blunts.
Like, my government owes it to me. If you come to me and tell me you want to bring some sort of substance into my society, then you should damn well go look at what it is. Do I not deserve the safety of knowing that you did? A health professional, and down the fucking line we've got him going willy-nilly what it is? That's not fair to the world or a service to a Canadian.
What it is.
Right? You know him. MC Willy-nilly?
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know willy-nilly.
Fucking, he's all over the place with his
fucking
shit,
everywhere.
man.
Willy-nilly,
Fuck
what it
willy-nilly.
is like... that guy's crazy.
He's all over the map.
You ever seen him on a skateboard?
No.
Holy fuck.
I wish I didn't.
Impressive or no?
Willy-nilly,
wish
what
I
it
hadn't
is on a
even thought of
skateboard
that.
is... That guy shreds. Just saying.
All right, well,
Look
here.
it up on YouTube.
Yep.
Now,
Research willy-nilly what it is.
did we
skate
finish
tricks.
ranting about that last thing long enough? Did anybody
No,
time
hang on,
that,
hang
the
on.
Ontario
What's-
Health
hang
Unit?
On, hang on. I think we're
Oh.
supposed to have about
You're
another...
supposed to keep time on this shit.
Bro,
Nope. I got nothing else.
96 seconds left on that rant. Go.
No, his watch.
done.
His watch is fast.
Yeah, I was just fucking around. He actually
What?
went 10 seconds over.
Here's an,
He knows.
Here's another cool thing.
He's got an
Last
egg
week on
timer.
the show, we talked about the declaration that marijuana could save Atlantic City. Atlantic City is on life support.
It's sinking or something.
Atlantic City, no, it's dark, it's scary. But anyway, they declared that
All of the technology will be lost.
There's
All of the roots of humanity will be lost if we lose Atlantic City. Oh wait,
There's
that's
nobody-
Atlantis. Never
Think of
mind.
the culture.
Never mind.
Atlantis.
Never mind, guys. Whew, that was a close one.
there's
Atlantic City, we
nobody
can
left.
lose.
But
Pretty
at any
close.
rate,
That's no problem.
I found
Just
that
don't-
that,
Glad
that
it's not
headline
Atlanta.
alone
Jersey will be all right.
was quite a milestone in the world here. Now we've been saying all along that we think that marijuana can really save the world, right? And I thought, wow, that's quite a thing that somebody actually says out loud and it gets printed that it could save a city, right? I thought that was really cool. Now this week I come across a story. Ricky Williams, an ex-NFL player, he said he believes marijuana can save the NFL. You go, wow.
I didn't
Holy
know they were
fuck.
suffering.
Huh?
Pretty sure the NFL is doing pretty good.
Well,
didn't
they're
think they needed
except
any
that
help, yeah.
except that they're beating their guys to have to death
Oh,
to
yeah.
have it, right? And he believes that it could save the wow. This concussion shit, right? Is
huge.
fucking it's huge. And in football, they're having some troubles with it. But anyway, whether or not I don't
CTE,
know.
It's a real fucking thing. Fucks
But there
people up.
again, somebody has said out loud and declared that marijuana could save the fucking professional football, whether or not that's crazy or
You
not.
want to
but-
know? I actually think mushrooms could save a lot of wrestlers, a lot of boxers, a lot of football players, hockey players.
Yes.
What psilocybin does is it helps repair neural pathways in the brain. And if taken in small doses, I'm a huge concussion victim. Like I spent a good 4 years sustaining like monstrous concussions almost daily, like daily. But mushrooms, little microdoses of mushrooms, it rewires everything and it gets everything back into check. It really does. So if you're fucked, if you've smashed your head, if you've spent a lifetime playing professional sports, tiny, a gram should last you a week. Tiny doses.
No, very therapeutic. And they've known that for a very long time. But there's doctors in the world that have known stuff all of this time and never told you, you know.
Yeah, like Sanjay Gupta,
That's surprising.
who just one day his employer said, "Hey man, it's okay to talk about this stuff now. You can support it because we support it. We'll give you some more money if you support it too."
It could have been Sanjay himself. He might have just been like, you know what? I'm not taking it anymore. No. And he like bursts out of
Even
this.
still, it was information that he kept.
He
from
knew
the
it was
public,
building up.
from the public.
Yeah.
He kept all of this positive information from the public.
Yeah.
Chose.
He
to
was pretty
exploit-
savage against weed
Chose
too.
to exploit all the negative stuff,
Yeah.
and then everybody puts him on a pedestal and praises this prick.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever. I
he
don't
did switch
fuck
his.
that.
He switched up the game though.
Yeah, but
Hey man, you got to if people say they're
You gotta
sorry,
jump on the bandwagon
He
when your
even
employer's
came
like
out and
that.
said he was wrong outright. So that's pretty good
Wow.
to admit you're wrong. You know.
There's
that's all I'm saying.
Mark's out
there's
the
the
window.
chat.
Al is the alchemist. How do you know?
Really?
What the fuck? The secret's out?
Oh my God! Quick, run!
I'm actually not.
Yeah, sorry, forgot totally about the chat.
I'm just a guy with a nickname.
All right, we got Grandmaster level and Corey. Corey's there, Silver Lake.
Bill O'Reilly.
Yeah. Pen name John Farrow.
Vic, BC Vape Stoner.
Hi guys.
What's happening?
Nice. Well, good
I'm
that
gonna shred
you
in
join
the
us
fucking
today.
size love here.
Modern homegrown Daniel Moore. Nice. Well, there are a lot of people in the chat. Maybe we'll have to look at you guys one day.
I always
But, you
kinda
know,
somewhat look.
It's
over.
fairly raucous here in the studio, and we try not to look at the chat.
So relaxed, you guys.
Yeah. So yeah, that was fun.
Show.
Now, do tune into all the other shows here on Pot TV. You can find them on the front page at pot.tv, and you can also see them listed there at cannabisculture.com. Cannabis Culture, you can get into the store there and buy all sorts of cool shit for all your weed needs. We got
CannabisCultureHQ.com
HQ.com.
to get goodies.
HQ.com.
And of course, you can always come down to the lounges here at 307 West Hastings. They're rocking every night till midnight, 1 o'clock on the weekends. Buy your dabs, buy a little weed to smoke here. Nothing you can take away, but come on, bring your own weed. And it's fun. And
It is fun.
Tomorrow's
gonna
going
be
to
fun.
run into.
Tomorrow should be fun. Can't wait for
Expert Joints has a show coming
Yeah.
tomorrow.
Expert
Tune
Live.
in,
Tune in tomorrow, 4:20.
Knock on the window. Maybe he'll let you in the studio.
Maybe he'll make funny faces at you. Hard to say.
Yeah. You might get mooned.
Yeah, it's possible. That
You
could
never
happen
know.
with
Yeah.
Jeremiah
You
here.
never
Anything
know,
could
Jeremiah
it
is
could go downhill in a hurry.
unpredictable.
Marijuana likes to moon people.
yeah, earlier
I love
today
it.
we sold Jeremiah on eBay.
Yeah, and he got returned, and our account got shut down.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened there. Something about being defective.
My cleavage isn't as nice, but
You're funny.
No, it's not. It's not nearly as nice. So yeah. We'll thank you all for tuning in. Thanks to Al for being here as
Thanks
always.
for having me.
Bringing the good weed, the good vibe, and being the alchemist. Now that it's out,
It's just
all
a
right. Now
nickname.
that everybody knows.
Now that everyone knows.
Thanks to
Just
Jeremiah
remember,
for being in the house
transmutation
too.
of physical elements
thanks for having
is
me.
wrong.
And of course, Kush Queen in between. Always
Thanks for having me.
love having you in between.
I love being here. I really do. I look forward to Wednesdays.
We love having
And
you.
thanks to me for being here.
Hey, thanks to
Even
Marijuana
that I
Man
could-
for having us
Yeah.
every week.
That I could even possibly
Even though he
remember
knows
to
he's going to
be
get
here.
interrupted and we're going to
Every
speak over, we're going to
time,
talk
and
over
then
what
I
he's
don't
saying,
pay
and sometimes
attention.
sometimes we pretend we're
Play
in
with my
chat and we have our
boobs.
own conversations to
Look
the
over
side.
here.
And thanks a lot for
You should see how this goes
And
in
further-
rehearsal too, eh? How
And
we-
thanks to
Thanks,
the people
Marijuana Man.
watching,
You're
the chat.
amazing.
we have 157 people watching
wow,
right now.
thanks to the 157 people who came out today.
Mwah.
You should
Thank
actually
you.
see how this goes in rehearsal, how we time out, how they jump on what I say. Like, you go, no, you got to come in on the fucking butt.
Yeah,
or
come in on the
and.
the or the but or the.
And Kush Queen's lines got to fucking just slide a little later. So, I don't know, just so you know, we do a lot of work to make it
There's a
like
lot
this.
of tweaking every
Yes.
week
Right.
to get this.
It wouldn't be like this if we weren't
Or was it
trying.
No, it's
right.
a lot of twerking.
Lot of
There's never
twerking.
mind. There's a lot of
So
twerking.
hard for
There's
you
a lot of
guys.
twerking every week.
Al does a
before
lot
the
of
show.
twerking every week for
That's
the show.
right. Yeah.
And you know, Corey's in the chat, and she's taken some footage of the show today, and she's remixed it. And she's going to release a little remix. I believe it pertains to Marijuana Man saying "fuck you."
Not me. I didn't say it. I didn't say that. I have no. I have
got
no
some fuck
verbal
you remix
memory of
going on.
having said that.
Should be fun.
So
Need that on a
let's get out of here.
soundboard.
Thanks to all the people who joined us here in the studio. Good to have some live humans. We should get people to just stand over there. Give them some ashtrays and some drinks with little umbrellas, and they can just sit up there like it's a bar or something.
That would be fucking
like
cool.
that.
We got people to play to.
I could bring my some Cloud 10s and everybody could have a Cloud 10 cocktail and just like
Yeah.
get a little bit drunk and high at the same time.
For next
You know?
week. Right on. So, yeah, thanks for joining. Thanks for tuning in. See you next week. I'm Marijuana Man. Peace and pot.
Bye.